My name is Krishna Patil. I am a second year undergraduate student in the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, enrolled in its integrated MSc course of Economics. I am a voter of Nehru Hall of Presidents. I am contesting for the post of General Secretary, Social and Cultural, Technology Students Gymkhana, Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur for the academic session 2016-2017.
Any question regarding the introduction?
Krishna, why haven't you mentioned your hometown in your introduction?
Sir, since my father has an all-India transferable job, I have lived in 8 cities in the past 19 years. Thus, I find it incorrect to associate myself with a single city, but rather, I'd like to associate myself to the whole of India.
Krishna, why did you mention the course of economics when that is the only course HSS offers?
Ma'am, I wanted to give a full detail about myself in my introduction, and thus I mentioned my course, which is my degree that I will be getting after graduation.
Last question. Any more questions? Okay, Krishna, please start with your statement of purpose.
My desire and confidence to contest for the post of General Secretary, Social and Cultural arises from the overall experience and outlook developed from my 2 years of stay at IIT Kharagpur, during which I have participated in a plethora of extracurricular activities. In my first year, as an associate member at Springfest 2015, I publicized the fest in the state of Karnataka, which saw a marked rise of 147% in participation over the previous year, registering 3-digit figures for the first time ever. During the fest, I was an integral member of the team responsible for the successful conduction of 12 events scheduled at Netaji Auditorium and Main Building. I was also a member of Business Club IIT Kharagpur in my first year. In my second year, as co-organizing team member at Springfest 2016, I was actively involved in the 3 major facets of the fest, namely events, publicity and sponsorship. On the sponsorship front, I was successful in securing a total sponsorship amount worth INR 3.9 lakhs, which includes alumni contribution, corporate deals and gift sponsorship. I was also responsible for the sponsorship drive of the Freshers event, overseeing a marked rise in the total amount by 118%. On the publicity front, I was successful in getting the first ever media article published in the state of Karnataka in the Bangalore Mirror, which has a readership of over 1.5 lakhs. In addition to this, I am currently handling the online publicity of the fest. On the events front, I was the sole member responsible for the successful conduction of nationwide films of Shuffle and Shake a Leg in the city of Bangalore. During the fest, I co-led a team of 2 associate members and 10 crew members towards the successful planning and execution of 13 events scheduled at Netaji Auditorium and Main Building. I have also secured a summer internship with Risu in Tokyo, Japan. Apart from executing the aforementioned responsibilities at Springfest, I am also a member of Debating Society IIT Kharagpur. In addition to this, I have also participated in the Open IT debate competition and was part of the bronze-winning Inter-Hall choreography team, silver-winning Inter-Hall Biz Quiz team, and gold-winning Inter-Hall English Allocation team of Nehru Hall of Presidents. The General Secretary, Social and Cultural, Technology Students Gymkhana is responsible for various aspects, ranging from the Social and Cultural General Championship to Springfest, and must be dedicated, a team player, and should possess leadership qualities. I believe that the experiences I've gathered over the past 2 years have inculcated in me these qualities, and thus, if elected as General Secretary, Social and Cultural, I shall be able to do full justice to my duties.
Questions from the panelists?
Krishna, can you throw some light on the 147% that you mentioned?
Definitely, sir. In my first year as an associate member, I was able to pick up the participation of Karnataka to 106 from 43 in the previous year, registering a rise of 147% in participation. And that was the first time ever that we crossed 3-digit figures from the Karnataka state.
Krishna, can can you tell me your involvement in debating society? Like, how many debates have you been a part of, or how many outstation participants? How many outstation events have you participated in being in debating society?
I was selected as a member in debating society in my second year, and I have been part of the introductory workshops and a part of the in-house sessions conducted by debating society.
Krishna, being a member of DevSoc, I have not seen you even once in any of the in-house sessions of debating society. More importantly, I have spoken to all 4 current governors of debating society, and they have all categorically told me that you are not a member of debating society. You were selected, but due to lack of participation, you were removed from the society.
I
What are your
request the
comments on
panelists to
this?
please ask questions in short.
So what are your comments on this?
Sir, I would ask you to please get your facts straight. You can contact Mr. Kunal Jain, the current governor of debating society, and in consultation with him, I can tell you that I have been a part of debating society, IIT Kharagpur, in my second year.
I have been in consultation with Kunal Jain as well as Surya Chakraborty, who happens to live in my wing, and they have both confirmed categorically that you are not a member of debating society, which is why I am asking this question. So again, please clarify your membership in debating society.
Tell them that your prior commitment in Springfest, you can be present in both the places at the same time. Please throw some light on this.
Sir, being a co-organizing team member at Springfest, I have to be present in all the meetings. However, more importantly, I need to address your question. I have consulted with Kunal Jain recently, and I can ask you to please confirm with him about the same.
Congratulations, Krishna, on a wonderful SOP. What are the current standings of the General Championship?
Sir, the current standings of General Championship Social and Cultural are Nehru Hall leads the table with 815 points, followed by Radhakrishnan Hall of Presidents with 610 points, followed by Rajendra Prasad Hall of Presidents with 355 points. Next comes Azad Hall of Presidents with 325 points, followed by Patil Hall of Presidents with 300 points. Sir, should I continue with the entire points distribution?
Okay, Krishna, coming back to the first question, you mentioned that during your associate member tenure, you increased the participation by 147% from Karnataka. What was the number of participants who turned up during your member tenure?
Sir, in my member tenure, we saw participation of 81 from the state of Karnataka.
Which is less compared to what you eventually made people come during your associate member tenure. Do you have a specific reason for that?
Sir, due to change in the dates of the fest, many colleges had faced administration problems. However, I took the initiative to contact more colleges, and while we saw a drop in the participation numbers, we saw a rise in the number of colleges that Springfest had reached from 8 in the first year to 13 in my member tenure.
How are you managing the online publicity of the fest? Please throw some light.
Sir, as mentioned in my statement of purpose, I am looking after the online presence of Springfest to the social networking accounts of Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. I have also conducted recently the Face of SF event, which saw participation of 159 entries on the platform of Facebook.
Krishna, as per my knowledge, SF team has a web coordinator, design coordinator who are responsible for seeing the online presence of the fest. So just tell me, is it right on your part to not mention them at all?
Ma'am, I never mentioned that I was solely handling the accounts of Springfest on its social networking platforms. I did mention that I was also a part in the handling of the online presence of Springfest.
But Krishna, as far as I am aware, I think only third year and fourth year students are allowed to post on public pages like the Springfest page and on Instagram. So how are you handling the social media platforms?
Sir, you can contact Shambhavi Bhattacharya, the Media and Public Relations Head of Springfest 2016, and I'm sure she'll confirm the same with you that I have posted not only many posts but also conducted the Face of SF event through Facebook.
Okay, can you just mention the last 2 posts from the Facebook page of Springfest?
Sir, we had the event KGP's Got Talent, which was conducted in Netaji Auditorium, and apart from this, we also had the Freshers Orientation program.
You know,
there is a lacuna of the participation from research scholar side and postgraduate students in all the GC events, especially social and cultural events. If you will be elected, how you will rectify this thing with the help of your social networking sites?
Sir, you brought up a very important point, and to address this very concern, I have a proposal that I'd like to discuss later on.
Krishna, what are your plans to tackle the date change of Springfest?
Sir, the dates of Springfest have been changed to January 1st to 4th, and I will, if elected as General Secretary, Social and Cultural, talk to the administration after consulting with the Vice President and see if a change in the date is possible for the betterment of the entire KGP committee as well as the other participants.
If the dates are not changed, do you have a backup?
Definitely, sir. Springfest is one of the most memorable times of any student in IIT Kharagpur or any of the outstation participants that we see, and I'm sure even if the dates do not change, we will see a huge number of participation in Springfest 2016.
Krishna, you mentioned about your membership in B Club in your first year and spoke nothing about B Club in your second year, which gives me the implication that you were not a member of B Club in your second year. Why did you join B Club in first year and then quit it in the second year?
Sir, the rich extracurricular life of IIT Kharagpur provides every first year the opportunity to explore various interests that he can pursue, and I did the same. I joined business club in my first year to pursue my interest, and in consultation with the governor, Mr. Shamjit Gupta, I quit business club in my second year, as I can always pursue my interest of business and economics in my department, which, as I have mentioned, is humanities and social sciences.
If your motivation was to explore the cultural activities of IIT Kharagpur, why did you not join DevSoc in your first year? Why did you join it only in your second year?
Sir, I did attend the auditions of Debating Society in my first year, but I was not selected in the final round. However, I made improvements in my speaking skills, and which can be seen from my selection in my second year in Debating Society, IIT Kharagpur.
You were a Netaji Auditorium attachee during member tenure, so I believe you were instrumental in conducting one of the flagship events, that is Centrifuge. Can you mention the prize money of Centrifuge this year?
Sir, I believe that the prize money of Centrifuge is 40,000, but I confirm the same after the statement of purpose.
It's not 40,000.
Sir, I'll look into it and let you know.
Krishna, can you give me an example of your leadership qualities?
Sir, during the last week of December, Springfest conducts in-house publicity in the form of SF Corners, and one of the members who was selected as the coordinator fell sick and was unable to spearhead the team, and I took up the initiative to take charge and stepped up and was able to do so within the stipulated time, thus leading to the completion of the SF Corners.
Last question.
Krishna, can you please tell any 3 incidences of the initiative that you took during your 2 years with Springfest?
Sir, as I've already mentioned in my answers, one of them was when I stepped up to fill in the shoes of an inactive member and led the team towards the successful completion of corners in my member tenure. Apart from that, as the dates of Springfest had changed, we contacted an increasing number of colleges in my member tenure, which had no problems with the changes in the dates of the fest, thus seeing a rise in the number of colleges that participated. If elected as General Secretary, Social and Cultural, I shall like to carry out the following proposals. Proposal 1. I propose to introduce a 3-day event that shall be named as Live Your Life, that will solely aim at improving the social aspect of student life at IIT Kharagpur by making them come up with their problems and grievances. In addition to this, a survey will also be conducted to grade how different parameters are responsible for the success or failure of any student in either the academic or extracurricular sphere. The key points of the program I'll discuss later on. Proposal 2. Since the Star Nights wrap up by 11 p.m., we are obliged to engage the participants who are entangled in euphoria. I propose to conduct events which will go on after the Star Nights to charm the participants without any priority clashes with the competitive events or any hindrance to other people. The tentative plan is as follows. Overnight events can be classic international movies, cyber arena, informal events like Tambola, Antakshari, jamming and stargazing shall be conducted all along 2.2 and by Lakeside. In addition to the above events, I also propose to set up a night flea market at Technology Students Gymkhana between 11 and 3 a.m. that will have varied attractive products. My third proposal is to introduce a social and cultural weekend exclusive to only research scholars and postgraduate students to efficiently tackle the problem of low participation in the General Championship Social and Cultural from the halls having research scholars and postgraduate students. My fourth proposal is to introduce a social case study event in Open IIT. The problem statement shall be given by a collaborating and non-governmental organization who shall also judge the final entries. My last proposal is to introduce the concept of a guerrilla marketing in Springfest. Some of the common techniques used are to create creative and intelligent video advertisements for branding of Springfest that would be shared by everyone due to the fun factor involved. Another popular method is to conduct interesting informal events with mall partners and posting the videos of these events on our YouTube channel as well as the website. The current publicity via social media has ensured that we convey the vital information to all the followers of Springfest. But through guerrilla marketing, every post we share makes a deep impression on the viewer, thus increasing the publicity as well as increasing the viewer's base through repeated sharing. I would now like to discuss my first proposal. The key points of the program of Live Your Life shall be as follows. Day 1. Intra-hall open house. The hall president and second senate member shall conduct an open house session with all the hall boarders where various problems faced by them in their general life will be discussed. Also, a representative from a non-governmental organization would visit and encourage the students to discuss issues on particular social themes centered around the theme of Live Your Life and come up with solutions to tackle it. And observed institute-wide between 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. The students shall assemble in the common ground where the hall president shall address them, and the hall may also decide to conduct any event that can elicit participation from the students like movie screening, games like Tambola, Antakshari, etc. The minutes of this open house shall be submitted to the Dean of Student Affairs as well as the Vice President Students Technology, Gymkhana. Day 2. Also known as Night Out Day, there will be a blackout for 2 hours between 8:30 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. Power supply and LAN to be shut down in every hall. The aim will be to bring out people of their rooms and communicate with their peers. Light up only few of the common places in the campus where people can gather and communicate. Plan surprise events in the Gangosh Stadium in association with Technology Dance Society and Technology Dramatic Society. Coming to day 3, also known as Yade, a big formation shall be made by the graduating batch at Gangosh Stadium in the evening that will address the issue of substance abuse with an appropriate message. This theme will be different for different years based on discussion with the Dean of Student Affairs and Vice President Technology Students Gymkhana. Photographs of this formation by the graduating batch shall be included in the imprint, the annual yearbook as well as Alankar. The video of the formation shall be released through the YouTube channel of Technology Students Gymkhana, KGP Talks. Director's anecdotes. If possible, the director will be interacting informally with the students at the venue. The session may happen from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the evening. The online survey to determine the pillars of success shall be conducted during the same weekend. The questions shall be properly prepared by Students' Welfare Group to test various parameters and their effect on students' academic and extra-academic life.
Krishna, Can you please say what exactly is different in your proposal from the Are You OK initiative that was taken up by the Director, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur?
Sir, as you rightly mentioned, the inspiration for this program, Live Your Life, comes from the Reach Out Week that was organized 2 years ago. However, we see that as the survey conducted, as mentioned in Appendix 1, we see that a lot of students agree that this should also be conducted as an annual tradition, and thus I decided that this will be a very good proposal to uplift the spirits of the KGP community.
Krishna, is your proposal exactly as the Are You OK event? Is it exactly the same?
Sir, as I mentioned, my inspiration for this proposal stems from it. However, if you've gone through the proposals, you can see that there are change in the events, which I've already mentioned.
Can you explicitly mention what new you are, what new is there? What is
Krishna, was there
apart from
inter-hall
the-
open house in Are You OK session?
No, sir. There was no inter-hall open house session in the Are You OK session. Also, as I mentioned, we've contacted several non-governmental organizations, as mentioned in Appendix 4, and they have shown their willingness to collaborate with us. And on the day 1, which is also known as inter-hall open house session, we shall have these issues discussed with them.
Krishna, can you please tell me why you have not contacted Counseling Center IIT Kharagpur? Because a lot of the issues that you are talking about do fall under the ambit of Counseling Center.
Sir, if elected as General Secretary Social and Cultural, I shall definitely involve them in this session. However, as I have mentioned, we've contacted several non-governmental organizations who have shown their enthusiastic response, and thus we'll be able to coordinate with them. And the objective of this program is to uplift the spirits of the KGP community through any way possible that I, if elected as General Secretary Social and Cultural, shall be possible to do.
Krishna, when there is an organization inside IIT Kharagpur specifically devoted to this purpose, why don't you approach that first and then contact the NGOs that you want? That is more efficient and more proper in terms of systematic contribution. Please comment.
Krishna, can you tell all the people who have met for making this proposal?
Please answer the question. Answer the question. Please
It's the
answer.
same question. Krishna, can you enlist all the people who have met for this proposal? Can you enlist them?
Sir, if you can go through my appendix, you will see that I've consulted the Dean of Student Affairs, who is the main person in charge of the academic and non-academic well-being of the students. And thus, I believe I have the permission of the institute, as he has shown an enthusiastic response. And apart from that, as I've also already mentioned, as General Secretary Social Culture, if elected, my objective is to do my best for the well-being of the students community and not be concerned about the exact way I do that.
Krishna, you said about willingness of students to participate.
So the centralized idea.
Can you show me the figures? I mean, what was the response? How can you say that students are willing?
Definitely, sir. As mentioned in Appendix 1, under the tab of students' interest, during the holidays, I myself individually asked people whether they want to revive this revive this one-year tradition of Reach Out Week into a new form known as Live Your Life. And as you can see the stats, approximately 87% of the people were enthusiastic towards this.
Krishna, can you name the few NGOs you have contacted for conduction of this event? And what would be the logistical requirements?
Definitely, sir. As mentioned in Appendix 4, the NGOs I have contacted are Mukti Rehabilitation Center, Genesis Foundation, Swadhina, as well as several others, and they have shown an enthusiastic response to collaborate with us. Also, as mentioned in Appendix 1, there has been a detailed outline of the budget, which does not amount to a significant amount, and I have consulted with the current General Secretary Social and Cultural, and they are more than willing to collaborate with us, and see to it that we are able to pull off this program.
So,
Krishna, can you tell me how the day 3 event is relevant? Because why do you want the video to be released on a YouTube channel? What is the reason for that? Because I think it is for the students of IIT Kharagpur, right?
Yes, sir. As General Secretary Social and Cultural, if elected, my duty is towards the students of IIT Kharagpur. However, as the basic objective of this program is to go stepwise in the 3 days. As the day 1 suggests, it's intra-hall, then it progressively steps on to intra-KGP, which will be conducted in Gangosh, and the third day to intra-India if possible through the YouTube channels and NPTEL by broadcasting it all over.
So for your third proposal, you have contacted Professor Manish Bhattacharya, Technology Dramatic Society, Technology Dance Society, each and everywhere. So you haven't contacted the councillor. Who is the present councillor, IIT Kharagpur? Present councillor. It is a very important post. Who is the present councillor, IIT Kharagpur?
Krishna, is this a quiz competition?
Because you are going to let me clear here. You are just going to contest for the social and cultural GSEC, not the other post. Social and cultural GSEC, the main responsibility at first, you have contacted all of them. That is no problem. But you haven't contacted the councillor.
Krishna, do you want to answer this question, or we will move to the next question?
Sir, as I mentioned, the Dean of Student Affairs is the most primary person responsible for the well-being of the students, and he has shown his enthusiastic response, and thus I believe that it is in the minds of the administration as well to revive this tradition.
Next question.
What are the planning to conduct this proposal?
Sir, I've consulted with the current General Secretary, Social and Cultural, and if possible, I shall try and bring this proposal within this academic semester, or else definitely in the next session.
Krishna, coming to Appendix 1, where you mentioned the budget for this Live Your Life proposal. Yeah. So, can you just elaborate as to how did you came down to this figure of INR 15,000 in just lights and sounds in Gangosh Stadium?
Sir, as I mentioned before, I have consulted the current General Secretary, Social and Cultural, and in discussion with them, I have come to this final number.
No, but in Gangosh Stadium, apart from lights and sound, you'll require stage setup because you're making you have consulted Technology Dramatic Society and Dance Society, so I'm sure their performances will be there during that 2-hour lab.
Definitely, sir. I have consulted the Technology Dance Society and Technology Dramatic Society, but the main objective here is to bring the people of KGP within the Gangosh Stadium and to enjoy and uplift the spirits of the mind.
Okay.
There is no need for a stage for this particular process, as we need to minimize on the budget because that is not essential to the essential happiness of the KGP community. And we can. And sir, through flash mobs, this particular problem can be addressed.
Krishna, do you have a stage setup while you conduct Star Nights in Gangosh Stadium wherein people perform and you have lights and sound?
Stage setup in karaoke week which was conducted 2 years back.
No, sir, there was no stage setup in the RUK program conducted 2 years back.
Krishna, can you please clarify if a nukkad and a flash mob requires a stage?
Exactly, sir. As I mentioned, the flash mob and nukkad, as I mentioned, I have contacted Prava, the Hindi Technology Dramatic Society, and they have shown no interest about the requirement of a stage.
Krishna, it is my It is my understanding that your proposal is generally trying to tackle a lot of important problems and the major problems that are happening in the institute, right? So a 3-day event that you've suggested, it is my belief that all it can do is, the best it can do is the identification of the problem, right? And it's a 3-day event that is going on every year. So what do you plan to do in the interim? So once I believe you'll identify the problem, you'll try to find out what the major issues are, then what do you do with that? You haven't mentioned anything about that.
Sir, as mentioned in my proposal under day 1, the minutes of the open house shall be submitted to the Dean of Student Affairs and Vice President Technology Students Gymkhana, so that we do not lose out on the positives that we get from this 3-day event, and we can carry forward the problems that were addressed throughout the academic session.
Last question.
Absolutely, I understand what you said. You will give the information that you get, you will forward it on to the authorities, but what are you going to do after that? That is my question.
Krishna, let the panelists know that why we have student welfare group. Please throw
Last question. Do you want to answer the question?
Krishna, last question.
Sir, please let me answer this query first. As I mentioned, we have also contacted the student welfare group, and as it is under their purview, we will collaborate with them and see to it that these minutes that will be forwarded to the Dean of Student Affairs and the Vice President shall be followed upon, and there shall be no losing out on this 3-day event.
Krishna, last question.
Thank you, Krishna. Please have a seat. Now I request